consultation. A Hull taxi firm says it's having to install CCTV cameras in all of its vehicles after attacks on drivers. 57 Cars says it'll help keep drivers safe as well as protecting them from false accusations from customers. But one civil liberties group says it's a step too far, which invades the privacy of passengers. Victoria Holland has this report.
Back driving, but now with extra security. After he was physically attacked by customers just before Christmas, Schwan became so concerned for his safety, he installed a CCTV camera in his cab. He says it was either that or he'd give up the job.
I've changed my shift from night to daytime now, just to feel more safer. It was really scary because you don't know who's going to attack you next, because you have that fear inside you. And that's why it made me change, because I nearly gave up taxiing.
57.
And now the company who employs him are paying for cameras to be installed in all of their taxis. 57 Cars says as well as abuse on the job, they want to stop customers who they claim accuse taxi drivers of inappropriate behaviour.
We get racial abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse and customers' safety really in the cars, because you get accusations that drivers have said this, drivers have said that, it all gets blown out of proportion. So it's also safeguard the customers and make them feel safe as well. You can't put a price on somebody's livelihood really, so that's what it's all about.
Schwan's camera is slightly different to the ones that will be installed in the other taxis, but he says it gives him a sense of security and his customers have welcomed it too.
It makes me feel much better, because every time the customer get in my car, they're a bit more nice and everything like that, because as soon as they see CCTV and everything, it makes them more comfortable. It makes me comfortable as well in being in the vehicle.
Hull City Council says introducing CCTV in all taxis in the city is not something it's currently considering. For Schwan, though, he says his camera is an extra pair of eyes whilst his are on the road. Victoria Holland, BBC Look North, Hull.
Well, Steve Jolly is from No CCTV, a group that campaigns to protect people's privacy. He's joining us now. Mr. Jolly, good evening to you.
Good evening, Peter.
Do you welcome these cameras in taxis in Hull?
No, of course not. This is just the latest manifestation of our surveillance-obsessed society and culture, which we've been warning the public about for about 8 years now. These are extreme surveillance measures, recording video of the passengers and their conversations through audio microphones. Now, this should only be attempted or even considered once all the other possible options have been exhausted.
But you do accept that a camera would stop someone physically or verbally attacking a driver if the camera is there. That's got to be a good thing, surely.
No, that's an absurd suggestion, Peter. What will stop a driver being attacked is a physical screen, a partition, like the ones they have in London taxi cabs. They've been very successful. There's a physical barrier. You can't attack the driver. And if you want to do a runner, as they say, without paying the fare, it has central locking. You're locked in. Now, we already have these protections for drivers.
But I know you don't like cameras, and I know you think it's a privacy thing. But if you've done nothing wrong, what is wrong with having a camera looking at you when you're sitting in the back of a taxi?
Well, unfortunately, that's become a media mantra, and what's happening there is we're substituting that mantra for the fundamental principles of our legal system, which is that you're innocent until proven guilty. It simply isn't right to film everybody and record everybody's conversations on the basis that just in case somebody might say something objectionable. No, this doesn't address the problem. And, you know, if it's about driver safety, we already have the solution. So putting cameras in is nonsensical.
But if I was to say to you, let's try it, cameras stopped attacks on drivers and verbal abuse, would you then turn around and say, Peter, yeah, I've got it wrong, it's a good idea, let's go with it?
Well, good luck finding the evidence, Peter, because there isn't any. In fact, Home Office Study 292 showed that alcohol-related violence, which is a particular problem for taxi drivers, is not affected by CCTV. When somebody's drunk and violent, the presence of cameras will not stop it.
And just final question, people watching tonight, do you think more than 50% will be with you on this one, or will they disagree?
Well, we shall see. If taxi users in Hull are not happy with being filmed and having their conversations recorded, perhaps they'd like to ring 57 Cars and tell them they're withdrawing their business. We shall see after this report.
OK. Very good to have you on the programme tonight, Mr Jolly. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Peter.
There we are. CCTV cameras in taxis in Hull. Good idea. Should it be compulsory for all taxis to have cameras? Do you agree with what Steve's just said there? There's the contact details. We'll have some before we finish at 7 o'clock. If you're nice and quick, 81333 If you want to text, start the text with the word Look North, or email in looknorth@bbc.co.uk. Cameras in taxis, good idea or not? He's obviously very much against. Talking about cameras in taxis, Harry says they will not stop drivers being attacked by drunks, but it will aid in the culprit's prosecution. Paul says as long as the footage is only used for prevention and detection of crime, then what is the problem? There's cameras in the streets and shops, pubs and everywhere else. Why not taxis? Maggie says, what's the difference with cameras in the street and on public transport, cyclists and motorbike riders and door staff? I am all for it. There's a very big response on this. There's also a lot of emails coming in on paying extra council tax for flood defences.